Hello, and welcome to My Xbox and Me, episode 56. He says with a question mark. I am one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside, I haven't come up with a catchphrase, alongside my partner in crime, as of lately, my main man, Crash. Crash, how you doing, sir?
Hi, I'm doing very well.
So, how are things? What have you been up to?
School. Lots of school. Finals, homework.
Look, you don't become a big YouTube star like me by going to school.
All right, let me know when you get big.
You bastard. Yeah, I hit you up. When did I hit you up? I hit you up today. Was the day he was like, I've got an exam. I'm like, oh shit, I'll make sure we podcast later then. And you're like, no, don't worry, I can fit it. I'm like, no. Focus on the goddamn test. And then I just said to you after, I was like, yeah, we'll play some Gears War after the new update, yeah. And you're like, oh yeah, I've got to study for a test. I'm like, yeah, you study for that test. And you're like, nah, it's cool, I can play. I'm like, nope. Study for the test. Study.
Still gonna play.
You do what you got to do, but I'm saying study for the test. I'm saying study for the goddamn test. Now, funny thing is, so talking to Mr. Moody, friend of the show, you may have heard of him. You may have played the game with him once or twice. And he was like, it's really weird to know what Chris looks like now. And I was like, really? Oh yeah, because you don't stream with your cam on that much anymore.
No.
Because you suck.
No. Okay, so my brother moving to Boston.
Okay.
He got work out there.
Got ya.
And when he officially leaves, when he's officially gone, his room is vacant. His room's a lot bigger than mine.
Okay.
Lighting's better.
All right.
Everything's better.
Okay.
But I plan on doing the cam a lot more when I'm over there.
So new room equals more cam.
Yes.
When does your brother leave? I cannot wait.
Probably around the New Year.
Jeez,
it's a while. But...
Oh, hey. Crash. Just to let you know that today is the 7th of the 12th, or the 12th of the 7th, depending on what country you're from.
I understood what you were saying.
If you're in the right country, you say it my way. Right. I have to do Patreon thank yous. So anyone who supports at $5 or more gets a shout out and a thank you for supporting this show every single month. That is patreon.com/mcfix. So if you want to show support, please do. You can head over there. Everything goes towards better equipment, better shows, being able to keep the website up, keeping this show up and going. Yeah. So let me start off with our main man, Mike Lynch. Thank you very much, sir. We'll hear more from you a bit later. Mr. Moody, thank you. Sarah Ann Kenneth, new supporter, thank you. My Uncle Michael, aka Fishy, you may see him in the Twitch chat every now and then, thank you. Negrita, my auntie, thank you. Now, we've got some new people in here. So my main man, Rahul, who was just at PSX, shout out to you, sir. Thank you for your support. Colin Chambers, thank you. Paul, proper BO, and man, thank you. Frederick King, aka Fred. Me and Fred got drunk a couple of times at parties. Good friend of mine. My main man, Reese, Andrew, Sandra, Patrick, Fiona, and last but not least, Jordan Stormberg. Also notable entries on this that are not on this list because it's a new month. Mackie, who supported last month, thank you very much, and my good friend Foxes. So thank you both and all for your support on Patreon. It honest to God means the world to me. It gets me to where I am right now. So thank you. Lots of new stuff coming in the new year. Wait and see. Also, Chris, did you know this episode of My Xbox and Me is brought to you by mcfix.co.uk and Kreshnik Plays on Twitch? Did you know that?
I did know that. Yeah.
You did? Oh, cool.
I officially sponsor the show now.
Did you also know, only when you're on, did you also know if you want audio early, head over to patreon.com/mcfixer. Audio is $3, video is $4 a month. You get 4 episodes a month for that low price. I'd say it's a bargain, if you ask me.
No one's asking you.
Cool. Also, you can join the My Xbox and Me Facebook group and the My Xbox and Me club group. Also, this is a little speak from Mike. Mike was actually in the chat when I did the PlayStation Experience reactions, which we'll talk about a little bit more. And he says, hi, I'm Mike Lynch. I play video games and review movies and Blu-rays. Think of me as a crossover between Voltron and the Transformers. Awesome and extremely mega. Yeah, right. Anyways, go subscribe at youtube.com/Mike Lynch. Back to you, Fixer and Crash. Back to me indeed. Crash, let's get into the goddamn video games. What's been in your box this week? What have you been playing, sir?
More Final Fantasy.
More Final Fantasy. So last week, the game had just come out.
Yes.
You said that you was going to play it for 12 hours. Did you play it for 12 hours?
Last week, yes. I'm officially like 36 hours in.
Jesus
37.
Christ. How good is the game? Or how bad is the game? Or how is the game? Talk to us about it.
I love the game. I think fun-wise, it's amazing. It does have issues. Story-wise, it isn't the most compelling.
Okay.
On the opposite end of that, the characters, though, as individuals, I think really good, really well done.
Interesting you say that, because I've heard other people's opinions, and they don't like the characters.
So,
all right,
I might have a little bit more of an attachment to the characters because I watched the anime.
Oh yeah,
which gives you more info on the characters,
world building, information about the characters, stuff like that. I assume.
Yeah.
So overall, this game, you're 30 hours plus in. That's a lot of hours to put into a game. Do you still stand on this is definitely a game for new Final Fantasy fans that can jump in, like myself?
Yes, I would say if you were to jump in on any Final Fantasy game,
this is the one.
This would be the one. Yes.
Oh, interesting. Mechanically, holds up good to you?
Yeah. There's some parts where it gets a little bit janky. When you're in more crowded spots and the camera doesn't really work that well. But if you've played Kingdom Hearts games, you're used to that already. It's very similar.
Fun fact, never played a Kingdom Hearts game.
What are you doing with your life, Fix?
You know me, mate. Before this, I was a strictly FIFA guy. Now I play all sorts of games. Never. The only, like I say, I've said this many times, but the only Final Fantasies I played 7, 8, 10, 13, 2. Some pretty 13, 2. If I remember rightly. 7, 8. Not finished any of them, by the way. Never, ever, ever finished a Final Fantasy game.
They're long games, man.
So the reason why Final Fantasy 7, I remember playing that game for many hours, many hours. But as you may know, Kresh, little fun fact about Fixer: dyslexic. Been dyslexic since I was born.
Lots of reading.
Lots of reading for a child with dyslexia. Who's the black guy in Final Fantasy 7?
Barrett.
I used to call him Black Balls.
Well, you can change the name.
I nicknamed him Black Balls. And then the white guy, I named White Guy.
Okay. Very clever.
I wasn't a smart kid. Not a smart adult either, but got myself an Xbox podcast, so I can't be doing too bad. Anything you want to add on Final Fantasy, Crash? Is there anything that people need to know before they jump in and buy this if they haven't already? Me, for instance, I've got the game, as you know, installed, ready to go. Some other games have come up, so I haven't been able to get to it. But what do I need to know going into this game? Is there anything, or are we good? What should I expect?
Play for the gameplay and the environments. Don't play for the story.
Okay. That makes me sad. That does make me sad.
They are releasing free updates that are supposedly supposed to make the story better.
Oh yeah, I read this today. So
I don't know in what ways.
Have they released an unfinished game? Is this what I'm getting? Is this what they're getting at? Or what?
The game's been they've been working for 10 years. So it wouldn't surprise me if they had like some sort of cutscenes that they cut out and were like, they don't really need to be in the game, and then people are receiving the game a certain way, and they're like, we have those cutscenes, maybe we go and put them back in to sort of add more depth to the story and explain situations more.
That makes sense. Makes sense. Mm-hmm.
So I really couldn't tell without being like a part of Square Enix there.
Fair enough. Well, the title of this video is Dead Rising 3. Is it good or bad? Dead Rising 4. Is it good or bad? Dead Rising 3. It's a game out there. You can decide for yourself. But I played a little game called Dead Rising 4 yesterday, Crash. Yesterday? Yeah, that's when it came out. The second.
Good.
So, interesting game. I am a huge Dead Rising fan. 1, 2, 3. Good games. Off the record, played that. Played the little DLC that was on 360 as well. Played them all. I played them all. So, I know what to expect from a Dead Rising game. This game is good fun. If you're looking for a Dead Rising game, or a zombie game, I should say, where you run around and dress up like a boxer or a schoolgirl or whatever the heck you really want and kill zombies in stupid and crazy ways, this is the game for you. It's a lot of fun. I've had a ton of fun with it. I finished the main story in around 10 hours, I think. I streamed it all day yesterday. I think people were really surprised. I think that's when you know I'm into a game, because I come on, stream it, and I don't stop. And I just worked my way through it the whole day. Like, I think you jumped on and was like, are you still playing this?
Yeah. I was surprised.
Which is a good thing. It's a good... So, again, gameplay, fun. So you can... It's got the Dead Rising 3 mechanics of combining weapons. So you can just combine weapons on the fly, which is really cool. You don't have to go to workstations anymore like you did in 2, which was kind of annoying, but whatever. But yeah, they've got that on this one. You can combine vehicles together again and make crazy vehicles. Again, you make the crazy weapons. You know what I'm talking about if you know what Dead Rising is. But the problems this game does have. The boss battles. The boss battles are just so bland and boring and have no character to them. Like Dead Rising 2 had some of the most memorable boss battles in video games for me personally. Like the one where you go to the church and he's trying to force the girl to marry him and he's got the chainsaw, and then you have to... If you've never played it, you have to play that game. It's so good. I really love it. It's just tons of fun. And there's cutscenes for each boss battle. So they feel more respectable, I guess. They just feel more bossy. Do you know what I mean by that? It's just, for me, these boss battles, you just come across them. You have a character in the game. I forget her name now. She's not important, if I'm honest with you. She's got a podcast, a zombie podcast.
Does she?
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny, but yeah, she just goes, "Oh, there's some crazy guys over on the loose. You need to go get them." And then they pop up all across the map and stuff, which is cool. So I run up to my first one, which is a pirate guy, which they've had before. And you run up there, and he's all like, "Oh, matey, I'm gonna kill you." Blah 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 blah. Bull crap. So you kill his minions and you kill him, and the game is super easy. There is no challenge to this game at all. You find I used the battle axe and the computer, which made an electric battle axe, or I made the fire sword and the ice sword. The weapons are so powerful now that everything's so easy to kill. So it's cool because you feel like a badass. You feel super amazing when you're just killing, you're wrecking through zombies. Makes perfect sense. But when you're wrecking through bosses in a matter of seconds, it just
doesn't feel worth it.
No, it just lets you down. It really, there's no strategy to killing them. Literally, I ran up to most of my bosses by shoot, throw a grenade, run up to him, slash, dead. That was pretty much my extent to killing each boss in this game, which is a shame. Apart from the final boss, which is quite interesting, but no spoilers. Probably should have said that at the start. The game, again, it has likable moments. Frank West is back. He's funny. He made me laugh a couple of times out loud. Do some of the jokes fall flat on his face? Yes. But I expect that. They're not all gonna hit 10 out of 10s. Right. But some of them are really funny. Frank West is a likable character. Funny enough, he's 52 years old. Looks better now than he did in the first game. Don't know how that happened. Skinnier, prettier. I'm not going to judge. If I look like Frank West when I'm 52, and you know what they say about black people? Black don't crack, they say.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But if I look like Frank West when I'm 52, am I okay with that? A-okay. What else can I really say about this? Like I say, selfies. You take selfies with zombies, which is cool. Because I was taking selfies at really inappropriate moments. Like there was zombies stringed up against the wall. And I'm like, selfie. And then Frank poses and makes a cheesy grin or something. The game is fun. But the boss battle's rubbish. The story is just, what the fuck? The story is just, why bother? Why even bother with the story? It was so bland, boring, nonsensical. I think that's a real word. Might not be.
It is.
Hey! I'm a legend out here. It's just, and I tell you what, no spoilers again, but that story, the ending to that story is very important to the Dead Rising franchise, but it's buried behind 10 hours of boring story.
Mm.
Like, Mr. Moody watched me play the game, and he said, "Oh my god, your face at the end there," because I was absolutely shocked by that ending with all of this build-up.
Not worth it.
Well, I wouldn't say it's not worth it, but it didn't deserve it.
It wasn't satisfying.
No, exactly.
The journey wasn't satisfying for that ending.
But the ending was interesting. I think that's the best way to say it. Interesting.
Right.
And there is a multiplayer aspect to the game that you can go on and play. I haven't played that yet. I'm not compelled to play it one bit from what I've read, which I will make up my own mind and report obviously next week for you guys. But from what I've read, it's boring. It's not worth buying. I said to you the same thing. This is definitely a game, no co-op, so you can't run around the world with a partner and kill things, which every single Dead Rising's had apart from this one, which is...
Yeah, that seems dumb.
That's ridiculous.
You know what that reminds me of? Sunset Overdrive.
I agree.
Why Sunset Overdrive didn't have that? And what pisses me off about Sunset Overdrive in particular is the E3 trailer, when they announced it, made it seem like that was going to be a part of the game.
But they did the same thing with this game.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's the same thing of four-player co-op, skit, and then...
If this had open world co-op where I could just go around and fuck around with friends,
you the boy.
I would get it 100%.
It's 100%. You would have. What, me and you running around in Mega Man costumes, blasting the zombies for a couple of hours?
And I don't care about Dead Rising.
No, exactly. They did make a big mistake with this game. But the title is the game good or bad? And I give it a good. The game is good but you need to know what you're getting with it. That is all I would say. If you're going in for a masterpiece of a story, big no-no. If you're going in for looking for fun, big yes. If you're going in looking for characters that are likable, there's only one, and that's Frank West. At the end of the day, that is... The side characters are side characters. There's no replay value really to the game, honestly. I finished the story. I've gone back to get the rest of the achievements. And once that's done, I'm done. So that is my review of Dead Rising 4. I keep saying 3. Bad.
I don't know.
But let's talk about a little game also, Crash, called Steep.
I heard you like this game a lot.
Whoa. I want to start this review off by saying I was given a copy of the game by Ubisoft. Again, thank you, Ubisoft, for providing me with a copy of the game. That being said, Steep is a bad game, in my opinion. So, is Steep a bad game? Probably not. But Steep has some very bad technical issues, which I'm sure you watched me stream it. I streamed the game for about an hour and a half and was just like, nope, I'm done. I was doing the, I think it's paragliding. Again, I don't know. I'm not into these extreme sports. So you have snowboarding, paragliding, skiing, and wingsuit. So the paragliding one, I kept getting spawned next to a wall.
Right. That's when I tuned into your stream.
I just rolled down a hill. And that happened maybe 10 or 11 times. So I had to fast travel to a different point on the map to then fast travel back, which it then spawned me again next to the wall. The game had some problems. Go on. You've got questions.
So do you feel the game would have been better? Because you mentioned that it has 4 different extreme sports in it.
Yes.
Do you think it would have been better if it focused just on maybe snowboarding or snowboarding and skiing?
Of course. I went into this, when I got this game, I was actually really happy, obviously, because I thought, oh my God, it's a realistic SSX.
Right.
That's what I went in with the hopes for. And the snowboarding aspect of the game is good. It's mechanically solid. It's fun to do. It feels real. This feels like this game is for such a niche market of extreme sports fans, which I'm sure there are many, but I'm pretty sure they're not looking to play video games. They're out there
doing the things.
Personally, I hate the snow. So I'm playing Steep to get that snow-like experience.
Right.
There's people that like snow are out there in the fucking snow. They're not look, I play FIFA because I didn't make it as a professional footballer.
Right.
Do you get what I'm trying to say here?
I do.
So the skiing, a lot of fun. The snowboarding, a lot of fun. The wingsuit, I can give or take, whatever. Have it or leave it. Take it or leave it for that. That was cool. Whatever. The paragliding is annoying as shit. So I'm streaming the game, getting nowhere with it because you have to get at least bronze to get. There's about an hour of it holding your hand. Go to this point and learn this. Go to this point and learn this. Go to this point and learn that. One thing I will say about the game is no loading screens. Everything is seamless, which is really, really cool for a game of this scale. There's no loading screens to go to the next point. There's no loading screens when you go down the mountain. Everything is open world. If you go to the bottom of that mountain, you're walking up that goddamn mountain.
Oh.
Or fast traveling. You can fast travel. Right. But there's no loading screens and stuff like that, which is cool. That's impressive to me.
Right.
But again, I just feel like personally they should have just stuck to snowboarding. If this was a snowboarding game this reminds me of Tony Hawk's versus Skate, where you know what you're getting with both. They can both exist, and you know they're two different games. But I'm not a skateboarding fan, but I liked playing both of those games. I would love a new SSX tricky game, or I don't know why I said tricky, just SSX game, and a steep, which is just snowboarding. Because then you've got your freestyle mode, which is doing tricks. You've got your race mode, which is you just go into a race. As when you do races in this, you sort of go past the starting line, and then the other people catch up to you. Which is cool. Okay, I guess whatever. Again, I feel like I'm shitting the game. I'm not. I didn't play it long enough to ever score the game, but I played it long enough to know this isn't a game for me.
Right.
Which I don't owe video games anything. I am.
Right.
I was in a fortunate position. I got this game for a review. I will review it again. I will go back to it and try it again. But I wanted to give people some initial thoughts of it anyway. So would I suggest you pick up this game if you're into these type of hardcore extreme sports? Yes. If you're willing to sit down and learn the learning curve of the game, I'm sure it can get super interesting and super amazing. I played it as a fun, chilled snowboarding game, and that isn't what I got with it personally. That isn't what I got. I just felt like the game doesn't explain itself well at all. 1 minute on, doing a race. Oh, now you're in a Red Bull competition. Why? I haven't done anything. And the guy's like, you've been making a name for yourself. I've literally done nothing. I haven't made a name for myself. I've been jumping off buildings. How did anybody know what I'm doing? There are advertisements all the way through this game from what I played in the first hour and a half, which is Red Bull, GoPro. Okay, cool, I guess.
It's a sports team, man.
Yeah, I guess, whatever. Each to their own. And Joseph in the chat, our friends at Poly Games, he was getting super angry about that. He hated that. Absolutely hated that. I didn't really care too tough. It sort of made sense to me because I've played sports games before. Yeah. So I understand it's the Emirates Cup or the Red Bull competition, and the guy drinks a Red Bull before he starts his race and whatever. Right. But those are my thoughts on those games. That's what I've been playing this week. Also played the Resident Evil 7 demo again on my PS4 because it's not out on Xbox One yet, but it's coming soon. They have announced that it's coming to PC and Xbox One very, very soon, which is cool for me personally because I like to have all my Resident Evil stuff on the same console. Right. That demo is super scary. They've updated it, and I kind of shit myself a couple of times. So I'm really looking forward to Resident Evil 7 a bit more now. So, Crash, I've done a lot of talking there.
Yes, you have.
Lots of talking. There's a couple of news stories, not too many, but let's get into the first one, which is Star Wars Battlefront is heading to EA Access and Origin Access. Star Wars Battlefront will be available free of charge, which technically isn't free because you pay for EA Access, so okay, whatever. From the 13th of December. Now, are you a Star Wars fan, number one?
Oh, no.
No, me neither. No. Me neither. Have you played this game?
Yes.
What did you think of the game?
I thought it was fun and it was super immersive.
Yeah.
It's not the type of FPS I like. I thought it was a bit too arcadey. But if you're a Star Wars fan, I think you'd probably love it. If I was a Star Wars fan, I'd go crazy for it.
Did you know I was the king of this game?
You played, yes, you've told me this. You played one match and got like 60-something kills.
Fucking boss. It was 28-0. I'm not going to give it 60. 28-0, I think it was. Go check out the Let's Play, youtube.com/MCFixer, because I'm a fucking boss.
Should have kept it at 60 and not changing up.
No, if people go check and they're like, yo, this guy didn't get 60, he's a liar. I don't want to be called a liar. That's one thing I'm not. I'm not a liar. Much. I'm happy about this, honestly. Anything that goes into that EA Access vault is amazing to me. It's a lot of fun. EA Access is cheap, $20, £20 for us. I think it's a great price point. And it's nice to see Star Wars going in there, personally.
Right.
What else do we have here? If you're not a Star Wars fan, technical issues. I don't know what the hell happened there. I apologize, Crash. I'm going to blame your internet.
Blame my internet. It was 100% my internet's fault.
Of course. I don't even know. Crackdown 3. That's where we was.
Yes.
I was just asking you about Crackdown 3. A game that you're interested in, a game you don't care about.
Don't care about.
Really? Interesting. Have you played any of the Crackdown games?
I played a bit of the first one.
Didn't enjoy it? Did
not care for it whatsoever.
Interesting. And this new one doesn't entice you at all?
From what I've seen, no.
Fair enough. Well, Crackdown 3 is aiming for a holiday 2017 or early release date. I like the fact that they've put or early. Yes. The game will also run, I'm assuming on the Xbox One Scorpio, will also run at 4K resolution, which is good to know. That is all the news this week. Honestly, the main reason for this episode was to talk about Dead Rising. That is the big Xbox exclusive of the time. So let's just run you down on the games with gold this month, which is Xbox One, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, available throughout the whole of December. At Last is available from December 16th until January 15th. And on the Xbox 360, you have Burnout Paradise, available from the December 16th till December 31st, which I haven't downloaded yet. And you have Outland, available from November 1st until December 15th. Crash, should we get into Fixer Sack and hear what the fans have to say?
I love getting into Fixer Sack.
Good. This week, Fixer Sack's pretty empty, to be honest with you, which I'm extremely sad about, of course. It makes me very sad. But we have one email from a young man called Mr. Moody. I don't know if you've ever heard of him again.
Never heard of him.
It says, hello, my Xbox and me family. I hope you are all doing well. Playing some games and kicking arse, laugh out loud. My question this week is a simple one. What are your 3 most anticipated games in 2017? There are a lot coming that we know of, laugh out loud. Keep up the great work, as always. Your fan, friend, and lover, Mr. Moody. Thank you very much, Mr. Moody, for the email. Again, if you want to email in, it's myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. That's myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you, whether it's feedback or a question, or you just want to say hi and become part of this community. Please do. So, Krish, I think we should go 1, 1, 1, 1.
Sounds good.
That's 3 if you need to do the math there. You can start off. Most anticipated games for 2017. If you say one that I'm going to say, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to add another one.
Got you.
Do you have anything off the top of that dome of yours that you could think of?
A little game I like to call Injustice 2.
Ooh, interesting. Not one I would have picked up. So, Injustice 1 fan, clearly.
Yes.
Why are those fighting games so good?
You get to play as superheroes, man.
Yeah, but that's played out now.
Not when they're fighting each other. No, so I told you Marvel vs. Capcom 3 got me into fighting games.
You did last week. You did.
Injustice 1 is what got me into the mechanics of fighting games.
So there's a difference between just playing a fighting game compared to actually knowing the mechanics of a fighting game.
Exactly. Yeah, so plus I'm a huge DC fanboy.
Yeah, you're a bit of a
So
nerd.
that is fuck you. But yeah, so that's just like yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I've never played the Injustice games because I'm not a huge fighting game fan, and I really couldn't give two poos about DC.
This is
Because
why
I'm a
we're
Marvel
not that
fan.
good friends.
No, we're not. Funny enough. But a little game you may have heard of called Sea of Thieves is coming out.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah.
And I am super hyped to start streaming that and getting drunk and pretending to be a pirate.
Oh, 100%.
To have drinking my Krog. It's grog, not Krog. Maybe you drink the grog from someone's crutch, and that's why it's called Krog.
If you like drinking, if
I like
someone's
drinking
crotch.
from crutches, so you know.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm super hyped for Rare's new game. I cannot wait to play it. I wish I could see a little bit more of it, honestly, because I really don't know what I'm getting. I've seen the little clips they put out, and I like what I've seen so far, but is it an MMO or what is this game? What is this game? Is it MMO, but is it an MMO?
I think we're both on the same boat with that one. Where I'm
on the same boat, yeah.
Fairly,
okay, I see what you did there.
Or like my whole thing is with it, I'm very wary with it because I don't know exactly what we're getting with it.
Exactly.
Like I think regardless of what it turns out to be, I'll have fun with it, playing with friends. But I want it to be something that's really good, not just because I'm playing with friends.
Exactly. I want the game to stand on its own without me having to make the experience for myself.
Exactly. Yes.
All right, number 2, Chris. What would you add to the list of
another
most
fighting
anticipated games? Another fighting game. So, Chris, number 2. What is your number 2 most anticipated game?
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh yeah, I almost called it 4. So yeah, that was confirmed, which is really cool. So was you happy with the announcement?
Yes, I got a lot more hyped. Opening 5 seconds. Mega Man X.
I noticed. I was in a group with you, and your stream was 5 seconds in front of me.
Yes,
and you
I couldn't contain myself,
and I was just like, "Fuck this, I'm out," and literally just turned off. I just jumped at the party. I was like, "I gotta listen to this on my own." Mega Man X was shown along with Ryu,
Miss Captain Marvel, Ryu, and Iron Man.
That's correct.
They had an extended trailer, introduced Morgan again, and Captain America.
Interesting. Yes. Number 2 for me. I'm trying to think. I think it goes without saying. Resident Evil 7. A game I am super ready for now, especially after playing the demo. A game I have kind of waited for a little while. A game that I am just ready for. Just totally and utterly ready for. All right, last but not least, number 3. What is your pick?
People are gonna hate me for this.
But
Horizon Until Dawn.
Jesus Christ, you're actually gonna do this on this podcast. Yeah,
I got to. I can't think of a third game right now. There's nothing that I can say that like really.
Red Dead Redemption 2?
2017.
That's coming 2017.
Is it?
Oh, cooler than that. That's actually interesting, the fact you say that you can't think of another one. I'm not that hyped for anything right now, Xbox-wise. I don't really care for... you've got Below. You've got... what's that game with the dragon? Scalebound. You've got... not Sunset Overdrive. Sea of Thieves. The only other one I can actually think of that I'd actually be excited for is Cuphead. What I played with Cuphead is very, very hard. The game is very, very hard. So I hope the difficulty levels is been changed. The platforming isn't meant to be that great from what I've heard.
Right.
So yeah, just I hope they give that game enough time. The art style is beautiful, but I just hope they give that game enough time.
Yeah, there's a good amount of games coming out next year.
Yeah.
But my thing is as of right now, either what I've seen of them hasn't got me hyped for them, or I haven't seen enough to get hyped.
Exactly. That's exactly where I'm at now. And plus, the older I get, the more I've changed as a gamer, where I don't get hyped until I see gameplay, or I don't get hyped until I know what I'm getting from a game. And a lot of the games I've seen haven't showed me enough yet.
Right.
So that is it. That is Fixer's sack. It is now empty and feeling a lot better. Again, thank you, Mr. Moody, for the email. The only email we got this week. So be sure to email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. Fresh, let's plug and get ourselves out of it because I'm feeling really tired. So what have you got to plug?
Follow me on Twitter @CrushNickPlays. Twitch, I play games on occasion at twitch.tv/CrushNickPlays. That's about it.
Cool. Again, if you want this show early, head over to patreon.com/MCFixer. Audio is $3, video is $4. Again, email in myxboxandmepodcast@gmail.com. Chris, thank you very, very much for filling in for the last 2 weeks.
Thank you for asking me to come on.
I'm sure we're going to have you back at some point. We got some Game of the Year talk coming up later on. Beginning of January, I think we're going to do the Game of the Year talk. So I'm sure we can get you on around then. Until then, I will love you, leave you, and I'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye.